Gathering sparks. Once when you were little, your grandfather came to visit. That night, the moon was full and the sky was filled with stars. Your grandfather said, "The sky's so clear tonight, let's go outside." So you went out into the yard where the fireflies lit up the dark and crickets chirped with all their might. You and your grandfather peered up at the sky, crowded with stars. For a long time, no one spoke. And then you asked, "Where did all the stars come from?" If those vessels reached their destination, the world would have been perfect. But the further they traveled, the more fragile they became. Finally, the vessels shattered, scattering sparks of light through the heavens, and that is how the stars came into being. And you said, "Oh," and you looked up at the sky filled with glowing sparks, and you saw the stars as if for the first time. Then your grandfather said, "But the sparks did not only fall in heaven. They fell everywhere, in so many places that God needed our help to gather them. That's why we were created, to gather the sparks. To gather the sparks no matter where they're hidden." And you asked, "But how can the sparks be gathered?" And your grandfather said, "Every time you do a good deed, one of the sparks is set free. When you plant a tree, a spark rises up. When you help your baby sister, a spark can be seen in her eyes. Then your grandfather picked you up gently and carried you inside. He was carrying you, he whispered, and most of all, sparks are gathered whenever you love someone." And when you opened them, you saw sparks glowing everywhere.